So this is a story time of how I spent 20 hours in an airport because of visa issues. So one of the times I traveled to Nigeria last year, I flew with Turkish Airlines. And because I was looking for a cheap ticket, not just because I was looking for a cheap ticket, two things. I knew that Turkish Airlines do a stopover program. So if you're flying through Istanbul, you can stop over and you are qualified. If you're flying economy, they can give you one night in a hotel and transportation to that hotel, and it will allow you to tour the city. If you're flying business, they will even give you 2 nights in the hotel, five-star hotel for 2 nights, and then for economy, 4-star hotel for 1 night. In fact, for some countries, for specific countries like Canada, Australia, China, they even give them 2 nights for economy and 3 nights for business, just to tour the city. So that's like a no-brainer. That's how I signed up for it and got a ticket that had a 20-hour layover. In my mind, hey, I was going to tour the city at least for a few hours before my next flight. So tell me why. Okay, I checked the visa regulations, but I didn't do a deep check because my sisters have been to Turkey and they use the e-visa. So in my mind, e-visa, sharp, in a few days, I can get it. And then when it was like 1 week to the time I needed to sign up for the program, for that stopover program, because you will need to indicate to the airline that you want the stopover program just a few days to the flight. For me to sign up, I was filling the forms. I was like, yeah, I need to do e-visa. For me to do, I went to Turkish websites to do e-visa, and Nigeria was taking off the e-visa program, and that was one of the most disappointing things. Like, it was so disappointing. It doesn't even make sense. Nigeria and Turkey do a combined trade of almost $2 billion yearly. From Turkey, we import helicopters, planes, and even some kinds of some aerocrafts. And then we export a lot of petroleum to them as well. Combined trade of almost $2 billion. I checked it. In fact, see it here. So it doesn't even make sense. I know that there are issues, but it's the little things. The little things. Why will you remove us from e-visa? Anyway, that's how I didn't qualify, and I had to spend 20 hours in the airport. That's why that Turkish airport, I know every nook and cranny of that airport, and that airport is one of the biggest airports in the world. Like, I waka in that airport. I was tired. I did some reading. They have a museum in that airport as well. But sadly, when I was in the airport, they didn't open, which is weird. That is a short story of how I spent 20 hours in an airport because Nigeria was taken off the e-visa list.